Hi crafters, this is Crafty Savvy, and I'm back today to do a journal share with you. Before I go through that, I just wanted to say that I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and were able to spend some time with family and friends, and that I hope you guys got spoiled. I certainly did this year. So I don't know, this might be one of the last things I post for just a little bit. I have been considering moving my craft room to another place in the basement, and so that's where I craft. And I was fortunate enough to get the sort of middle section of the basement, which is, you know, large enough, but I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. So off of this room, there's another room that my boys claimed as the man cave. So I've asked if I could convert the man cave into my cave, and so I think I'm going to be going into there. So I have painting to do and trying to lighten it up because right now it's just sort of dark. And so that's my hopes. So at Christmas time, my husband and my kids got me some new pieces of furniture for my craft room. And I'm so excited about that. So I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I hope to get it done rather quick. And I was also fortunate enough to get a new recording device, which obviously I'm not using it right now because I'm learning all about it. This is called a Garmin Verb X, and I hope to do some better quality videos with that and get myself a better setup because what I got here is not really working for me. So anyways, all that said, I managed to get something done, so we'll see how it goes. So I made this journal. I was at a thrift shop. You guys know how I love to do that. And I found two of these, and they're just gorgeous. They're like those pillow covers. But like, it was so pretty that right away, immediately, I thought of a book cover. And so that's what I use. I kind of cut it up a little. So like I said, there were two of them. I cut it up a little and made it fit, and I did some sewing, and I'll show you the inside in a second, but you can see there, that's the side. I think it's just gorgeous. It's so feminine and pretty. That's one of my doilies that I made pieces with all of the doilies, and there's an image on there from Pinterest, and this is some trim. Actually, I'll show you what this was. These little bits here I found for $4.99, as you can see. It's a giant, it was huge. It was so long. It was like a table runner, and it was already colored this beautiful sort of antique white. But you can see like there's just a million little parts that you could cut apart. So I did that. So I made like a bag of just singles, so I cut a whole bunch of singles, and I can't reach it now, but I made like strips also out of it, and this is how much I still have left, so it's a ton. And I just loved the way it looked together. It kind of, you know, was a little darker than the rest. There's a little bit of pink or purple going through there, which I really liked. And then on the spine and around the back is a doily. And, okay, you guys are going to freak out. I lucked out. At the same thrift shop, I found this entire bag of doilies. And you know what, guys? They had two of these. And I only bought one. But there's all sizes in there. They're not vintage, I don't think, because they had like, well, I'm sure they're not. They were kind of, they had labels on them and stuff. So somebody must have purchased them. Like, oh, okay. No, they're made in China. So certainly not. But anyways, they look good, and I was quite happy about that. So a bunch of different sizes there. So I used one of those on the side. I ran some ribbon through this just to give it a little bit of interest. And I'm still not sure about the closure. It's just a piece of lace for now. I'm still working on that. So that's the back. I just made a little loop there to run that through. Those are the middle of my signatures, but I let them out and attach some of those little flowers to it. So when you open it, you can see inside how I sewed it. I had to cut it down. The journal is 6 by 9 about. more or less. And so I flipped this down and I glued some paper inside because it was a little flimsy before, so now it's got a little bit of strength to it. And there you go. So it goes to show that you can, you know, find things at your thrift store and go ahead and make them into something beautiful. That's what we all aim to do, right? So it is quite chunky. It is very chunky. And so on the first page, this is a copy of a letter that I got, and I just copied it on some tracing paper and attached a doily to it. There's some of those little tiny bags that we made together, and I used another little piece of leftover lace there, and there's just a little tag that goes in there. I just flipped, I had a spare piece of this paper left over. I guess it was the bottom of the letter, and I just sewed it in on here and made a little pocket out of there. This is some vintage, what do you call it, book page from like a knitting book. And there's just a little, I folded it so that there's a big pocket here and a little tag pocket here. And there I used one of those little pieces. Those little things came in handy because it helped finish things off and sort of keep it consistent. And then there's another pocket there. On this page, I was at a dollar store one day and I found that this paper that children use to learn how to write cursive, if they even do that anymore, or learn how to do their letters. And it's blue, which I didn't really care for, but it kind of went. So it's just this book for children, and I paid $1.25 for it. And it's just got the lined pages in there, and then I just coffee stained it, and it's so cute. So I decided to do a little bit more purples in here. So that's what I did. I used the pockets that I have a video on that, and we sewed some together, and I showed you some of the other ones I had made, but that's just a little envelope. There's nothing in there right now, but a little envelope pocket. And I left it open at the top so that you could tuck something in there. And this is a copy of a vintage postcard that I had with the violets on it. I thought the purple went well, and that's just a piece of paper that I attached on the back. That's just some writing paper, some trim with some purple running through it, some book page. I just made a little tuck there. This is just some out of some pad of paper that I had. I don't remember where I got that. These little pockets here, this has a little tag inside. Again, I used one of those little flowers. These papers are actually origami pages, and I got this from maybe AliExpress. But they were sort of vintagey, and they're printed on both sides. Like, they're gorgeous, and they're super thin and easy to fold into different things. So that was the front, this is the back. So really cute. And so I used some of those to make little bags out of, and behind there is just some of that lace, vintage lace, and it's all backed onto a doily and some crinkly paper underneath it. And coffee stained that, and there's some trim. This is some old book page from very old vintage embroidery books that somebody gave me. So there's a pocket there. So there's another one of my pockets, fabric pockets there. I just put some trim on it. There's a pretty little tag inside of it. This is some old ephemera that I got, just a copy of it. And then this is a pocket, so that's just a doily I glued down, coffee stained. And that's some more of that It's actually this trim here. I had a piece left over, so I used it to make a pocket. And then attached to that is this beautiful image. Just I used it because of the purples, and a little bag attached to it. Middle of the signature, doily. This is just an old mailing envelope, some ephemera. I made these paper clips. I know you've seen me show you these before, but what I did was I attached a piece of lace on one side of the paper clip, and I attached another piece of lace on the other side. So then this way, when I clipped the page closed, there's a piece on this side and a piece on this side. So I'll just show you. So when I clip it back onto here, there's lace here, and when you flip it, there's lace on this side. So I thought that was cute. Just some more crinkly coffee stained paper. There's a doily. There's just one of those little pieces that I made of all my fabrics kind of patched together, sewn together, made a pocket out of it. There's one of the book page little mini envelopes that we made together one day, and a tag inside. So fun. I love being able to just pull things out of my stash that, you know, I've made, and it's just easy to put them right in. There's a pocket made out of book music page with some lace trim and another little tag. Book music page, book page. This is just a decorative page, really kind of useless. Maybe you could tuck something in there. I don't know. But it's got a pretty bow on it. Sorry about the glare. I can't wait to get set up in a little bit of a better way. And a little envelope that I made, I sewed. A pocket page. This is just another one of my pockets that I made out of some book page. Little tag inside of there. This is some more embroidery page, and I just sewed it all the way around. Sewed a pocket on the front. This was another pillow that I had found. I showed you guys this also, and I've been cutting it up and using that. And I layered it up on some other lace and satin there. It's just a little tag. Just some folded book page. This is an old magazine. I haven't put anything in there, but I just kind of folded it up and attached some lace to it. This is my dictionary page pockets that I had made. I showed you this also, just with some trim and just a little card inside of there. There's another one of my sewn pockets in the purple, and attached to that is another postcard that I copied, and there's just an old envelope on there. It's a tag spot. With some lace on it. Embroidery page, and I just tore them out and I left it like that, just like the way that it looked. There's another one of the sewn pieces on there in the purple. I don't even know if it looks like purple to you guys. This camera. Cute, eh? And then on this page is just another one of those paper clips that I put the lace on both sides. There's just some vintage ephemera in there. Love that. The doily, this all comes off and everything comes apart, so it can all be used in another journal or wherever you'd like. It's a library card. Here's another little bag that I made out of that origami paper. Just attach some lace to the bottom, a plain little tag inside. That's a doily and 2 doilies, actually a big square doily there on some crinkly paper that I copy stained. This is the center of the second signature. This is one of my tea bag pockets that we made. Also, I have a video of that with my doily, layer doilies that I make, and that's the tag inside. It's just a doily with a postcard. This was a boo-boo. I had something on there and I didn't like it, so I just cut it down and just made this little flippy thing. This is another sewn pocket in the purples. Piece of ephemera inside. Doily. I left lots of blank pages too. Another piece of that lace. Excuse me. There, and some old ephemera. Little envelope. This is just a paper clip with a piece of a swatch of the fabric, a doily. This is like these are bank, like you used to write your banking information on those, and there's a little sonnet from Shakespeare there attached, and it all comes off. There's a little envelope in there. There's another little envelope with a tag inside. Folded piece of book page, embroidery page just with some lace on it, and that's the back. There. So I really enjoyed making this. Really a lot of fun. Took me a while just because Christmas and all of that fun stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're making your journals with, any good finds or anything like that. So like I said, I hope you guys are all well, had a great Christmas. If I don't talk to you, please be safe and be well and have a happy new year. I wish you guys all the best. Lots of love and joy and happiness and health especially. So take care, you guys, and we will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.